URP presidential candidate still in the race. Man kills wife in front of family. In the region, Venezuelan president delivers State of the Union amidst political turmoil. And internationally, human rights group decry abuses in China. Greetings and welcome to this edition of Headline News Updates. I am Bibi Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. The United Republican Party is still in the race. According to the party's presidential candidate, Dr. Vishnu Bandhu, media reports claiming that he has dropped out of the election were false. More from Mr. Sobers.
I know bad news sells faster than good news. And these I consider the bad news. And many of the media in this country, they are the ones who have Guyana like this today because of false information what they feed to people.
The presidential candidate of United Republican Party, Dr. Vishnu Bandhu, has refuted media reports that he has dropped out of the May 2nd general elections over his dual citizenship status. According to the presidential candidate, he has been in contact with the Guyana Elections Commission, who has not said anything to affect to what has been published in the media.
I never turned in my resignation as a presidential candidate. I never get out of the race. Right? I don't know where these media get all these information from because I just came back. You all are the first media I'm talking to right now. Since I just came in my office. I had a meeting with GCOM this morning. I had with the Law and Field office. I had with the chair office, right? And they said they never ever say those kind of things. That what the media carry, that I should deal with the media.
Dr. Bandhu states, contrary to the media reports, he did nothing illegal in the eyes of the law.
I never breached any law. I signed the declaration, what they are saying, but I signed a presidential candidate declaration, not a declaration to sit in parliament. A presidential candidate declaration I signed, right? I indicate to them by a letter stating that my dual citizenship, I am renouncing it from the U.S. Embassy. Within 3 weeks, I will give them a copy of my renunciation.
He further went to say that the presidential candidate form he had to sign was different than the one required for parliamentarians. It does not query his one dual citizenship status. As such, he did not make a false declaration. As a consequence, the United Republican Party plans to continue its campaign for general and regional elections.
The community of Guayana on Suicide Lane and Highway celebrated a bright Christmas after receiving power for the first time in its history. This follows an intervention by the Guyana Power and Light Incorporated to connect Guayana to the national grid on December 22, 2019. The connection to the national grid followed an engagement with members of the Community Development Council, where GPL delivered its promise and provided the community with electricity in just a few months. A family in Crane, West Coast Demerara, has been torn apart after a mother of 3 was murdered in front of her family. According to the woman's grieving mother, the killer was her husband of 20 years. Esther Sobers has that story.
A mother of 3 was allegedly murdered by her 40-year-old husband, Matram Lal, in front of her 3 children and mother. Dead is 34-year-old Bibi Shabina Ali. She was killed at 12 a.m. this morning at her home in Crane, West Coast Demerara. Headline News was at the scene and spoke to this. She was 14 years old.
You leave she alone with the children them. You never take part with her in them graduation, in them kindergarten, school, nothing. He always leave she. He always left she and go. When he do come back, he tormenting her and say how she got man. And he go kill she. And she leave and she go away. That is November month.
Where did she go?
She go by his sister. He started to cry and he started to beg me that how let she come back home, that he never torment she, he never do she nothing, that he and she gonna live good. He married she since she was 14 years and now she started 4 years.
She regrets the decision to let her daughter return home to her abusive husband. Prasad then recounted the last time she last saw her daughter alive.
Last night, them two was talking good with the big grandson. They was talking, my big grand. I just hear that she said, "Mommy, I'm going to sleep." I said that me I not shut. So I get up and I drink a sleeping tablet and I go back and lie down on the bed and my eyes shut. Wait. But in this sleep, I hear when she say that I want to sleep. And so she say, he still, may know what he doing, honestly, but she still say, I want to sleep, I got to go to work. And you go there home whole day and you go sleep. And me I shut and me no know nothing. Me just hear 12 o'clock, me and be time that my grandson and me run out from the room. And when we run out, we see she run and come straight to my bedroom door and she fall down. When she fall down, I see the blood on her. But before I can render assistance to her, I tell my grandchildren to see their mother. And I approach him with the knife in his hand. And when he had the knife in his hand, he watching me with the knife. And I go on my knees and I beg him to give me the knife. And he don't want to give me the knife. He turned back to go on my big grandson. And I start to beg him a holy foot and start to cry. Give me the knife. And then I take the knife from his hand. And when I take the knife and he reach, as I reach go outside, let me look after my daughter. He said, leave her right there and don't.
Able to call the neighbors to render assistance, Ali was taken to the West Danara hospital, where she was pronounced dead on arrival. After committing the act, Lal drank a poisonous substance and was subsequently arrested, where he is currently under police guard at a hospital. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. The National Insurance Scheme is informing that the old age pension increases took effect on January 1 and payments for all beneficiaries will be made on February 1, according to the Public Relations Officer Diane Lewis Baxter. The pension took effect from the 1st of January 2020 and it's for those persons who received $32,100. So those are the minimum pensioners and it will be paid in February. We do have the banking system and we call it lodgement, where persons will submit their bank account numbers so that we can put the monies into their bank account. The PRO noted that there has been an increase in the insurable earnings ceiling, with a monthly rating of $256,000 to $280,000, with weekly moving from $59,262 to $64,650. Coming up after the break, your regional and international news.
Voting process. Once you have been identified as the elector you claim to be, you would be given a ballot paper that is stamped at the back, top and bottom halves in your presence. On the ballot paper, provision is made for you to vote twice. Once at the top section where you vote for the party of your choice in the general election, and once at the bottom section where you vote for the party of your choice in the regional election. Make your mark in the box provided on the right of your choice. A first joint of your right index finger in the ink provided and place the ballot paper in the ballot box that is there for this purpose. You would then have to peacefully depart the polling station. For more information, contact GCOM on 225-02-7729, 223-9653, email pro@gcom.org.gy, or visit GCOM's website at www.gcom.org.gy.
Hey, youth man. School up in 2 weeks now, you know. How come you out here working, by?
School is not for me, you know.
No, me, no. What do you mean by that?
I mean, I don't see how what they teach you in school can help me make money.
Well, I tell you this, boy. I dep on the face of the earth longer than you. And I never see anybody who finished school or complete their education show any signs of regrets. But I see people like you who drop out of school. I always hear the regrets in the voice. Hey, Philip, you're off to school. See the regrets on the face.
Your child is a precious gem in the rough.
Alcohol rewards and amours.
Don't give your child a chance to invest it.
Your child's schooling should not be neglected.
A message from the school's welfare department.
The Guyana Elections Commission has published the revised list of electors. Eligible persons are advised to check their information on the list posted in their respective areas or on the GCOM's website at www.gcom.org.gy. Persons who did transactions such as new registration, changes, or corrections to their information in the recent registration exercises must check the revised list of electors to ensure that they are listed and information is correct. If your information is not correctly stated, you must visit the GCOM office, duplicate copy of the registration form referred to as the pink slip to ensure the update is done. The updated and corrected information will be on the official list of electors. For more information, visit our website at www.gcom.org.gy. Follow GCOM on Facebook at Guyana Elections Commission. Contact us on 225-02-7729 or 223-9653. Email pro@gcom.org.gy or the nearest GCOM registration office.
Be able to continue this meeting anymore because this place is extremely hot.
Wait, please don't go.
Here's a company you can call to get your AC fixed. Action Cool.
Honey, what's for dinner? I had a hard day.
I'm sorry you had a hard day, but guess what, babes? I didn't cook today because the stove is not working.
Having trouble at home or at the office? Then call the professionals at Action Cool. Our fully trained technical team have the skills and experience in repairs of all air-conditioned units, refrigerators, gas stoves, washing machines, and a whole lot more. For further information, visit us at 86 Hill and Princess Street, Mandela Avenue, Georgetown, or call us on telephone number 225-7867.
The voting process, the back, top and bottom halves in your presence. On the ballot paper, provision is made for you to vote twice. Once at the top section where you vote for the party of your choice in the general election, and once at the bottom section where you vote for the party of your choice in the regional election. Make your mark in the box provided on the right of your choice. After you have voted, fold the ballot paper as shown by the election box that is there for this purpose. You would then have to peacefully depart the polling station. For more information, contact GCOM on 225-02-7729, 223-9653, email pro@gcom.org.gy, or visit.
Welcome back. In the region, Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro has called upon world organizations to come and see how the people of Venezuela choose their National Assembly this year, as he delivered his annual State of the Union speech after a year marred by both political and economic crisis. Al Jazeera's Lucia Nomon reports.
President's State of the Nation address. But for the fifth year in a row, the ceremony didn't take place in the legislature, but in the chamber next door, the Constitutional Assembly, a superbody created by Maduro to bypass the until now opposition-controlled parliament.
We invite the European Union, the United Nations, the African Union, and all the organizations of the Community of Latin American States, and all world organizations invitations to come and see how the people of Venezuela choose their National Assembly this year, 2020. Doors are open to international accompaniment. Welcome, welcome.
Outside, supporters danced and celebrated, but opponents and at least 16 re-election. Amid strong international criticism and economic sanctions, he said he was open to providing more guarantees of transparency. Maduro is raising the stakes by summoning the mainstream opposition to a so-called dialogue table, just days after their leader, Juan Guaidó, said that negotiations were out of the question because there are no conditions for them. And making those conditions even more difficult for Guaidó to swallow, Maduro is suggesting that even deputies who the opposition considers traitors to their cause sit down at the same table. Guaidó told us opponents will boycott elections unless there's an even playing field.
A fake election is a placebo. It's not a real approximation towards an alternative.
And as the political standoff heats up, ordinary Venezuelans continue struggling just to survive in what was once Latin America's most prosperous country. Lucia Newman, Al Jazeera, Caracas.
And internationally, the United States-based rights group Human Rights Watch says world leaders must fight the most brutal and pervasive oppression China has seen in decades. Al Jazeera's James Bay reports.
Every year, Human Rights Watch produces an annual report detailing the most oppressive places on earth. This is not where this year's report was supposed to be launched. With a focus this year on China, they'd planned to be in Hong Kong. But the head of the organisation, Ken Roth, was barred entry.
Sadly, as I arrived here, the Chinese government decided it didn't want to let me in. So even though I've been able to enter Hong Kong freely before, this time, for the first time, they blocked me.
Instead, he flew to the UN in New York, where he gave details of China's repression, that perhaps the authority and the detention camps in Xinjiang.
This is the most severe period of repression that we've seen in decades in China, probably going back to the Cultural Revolution or an era like that. Xinjiang is the worst, where 1 million or more Uyghur and Turkic Muslims are in detention for forced indoctrination, basically to pressure them to renounce Islam and their cultural traditions and even their language.
At the end of the news conference, a Chinese diplomat who'd been sitting at the back of the room came to the front to condemn Human Rights Watch.
The report is full of prejudices and fabrications, and ignore the factual information provided by my government repeatedly for all these years.
It all raises the question, is the international community speaking out enough? I asked the spokesperson for the UN Secretary-General about the decision to bar Mr. Roth from entering Hong Kong.
As a matter of principle, we support the right and the work of human rights defenders throughout the world.
It's comments like that Human Rights Watch say need to be much tougher. They say the United Nations and the entire international community must change behaviour. James Bays, Al Jazeera at the United Nations.
Here's your 3-day weather forecast. all for this edition of Channel 2 Headline News Update. Tune in on Thursday at 7 p.m. for another episode. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow us on Facebook and YouTube, or you can visit our website.